What's up, Patreon backers? Digibro here. I want to have an important discussion that I will need your input on, which is about the potential of changing this Patreon. I'm not entirely sure how or in what nature, but currently the way that the Patreon works seems weird to me. There's something off about it because of the fact that I'm cranking out tons and tons of content, a lot of which I think you guys like, and only a little bit of which is actually related to the Patreon. And I feel like there's become this weird relationship where it's kind of understood by everybody that the Patreon's funding everything I'm doing. You know, like, it's my main source of income. It's how I'm able to afford this lifestyle of constantly putting out content. And yet it's intrinsically tied to a very specific kind of video that is actually perhaps the least common kind of video that I make, that has to be made a certain amount of times per month in order to fund the whole endeavor. And at this point, it's gotten to where, for me and Devu, because that's ultimately who the Patreon matters to, is me and Devu. It's both of our full-time career. And in order for it to be sustainable for us, we have to make at least exactly 4 main series videos a month. So, like, there has to be 4 of those because those are the ones that Devu edits, and he has to make full-time employment off this as well as I do. So, like, if I were to say make it so the Patreon was just whatever, like, let's say it was 2 main series videos a month and then 2 collections of everything else I did, that would put Devu out in the cold. He needs to be able to edit 4 a month in order to make full-time employment. And so I kind of have to make sure I have 4 mainline videos. And I find this to be kind of weird and awkward because I don't feel like it's what a lot of people are patroning for. I don't think a lot of... I mean, sure, all of you like the mainline videos. But I know there's a lot of people who are really patroning for the entire Digibro experience of this content that's mostly just being made for free and just, you know, being thrown out there. And it's difficult for me to try to find a way to monetize that content without it cannibalizing what's going on the main channel, you know, and keeping Devu employed. So it's kind of become this weird relationship where it's like, my job is to make 4 mainline videos, and that's what I get paid for, and everything else is a passion project, even though a lot of the people paying for those mainline videos are really paying for the passion project or care more about it. There's tons of people who are always telling me that Digibro After Dark's the real channel, that, you know, that they don't even really care about the main channel videos that much, and honestly, there's definitely a sensation on some level of phoning it in to get 4 videos. Like, I'm proud of all the videos I'm making. I'm really happy with the second 2 that are going to come out this month, the ones about Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, because those are very inspired videos. But in the case of, like, Masamune-kun, I watched the show so I could write about it. And I wrote a video that was whatever I had to say about the show. And I did have some people who told me that they thought it was boring, because they were like, why write about this show? Why even bother? And I was just like, well, it was a popular show. People might like to hear my thoughts on it. More importantly, it's a video I can post and market on Patreon. You know, it's something Devu can edit, something that can be uploaded and marked off. And I don't know if you guys get as much value out of that as you do out of After Dark vlogs or podcasts that I do. Like, I don't know if that video is going to be as memorable to people or stand out in their mind as much as, like, an episode of the Old Ass Anime Cast, you know, which is completely unfunded. It makes, like, whatever the ad revenue is, which is basically nothing. You know, I'm running, like, 6 different podcasts right now. I've got the Arrow Manga Sensei podcast, the Insufferable Social Media Argument, Old Ass Anime Cast, the Pub Crawl, the Procrastinators. Is that all of them? I feel like I've got another one. I've had others that I'm planning. I'm really into making podcasts and vlogs and these other kinds of content that I've put less value on them because they take less effort to make, but I don't know if they necessarily provide less to the audience. Like, a lot of you guys seem to enjoy those as much, if not more than, the mainline edited content. And I also would like to be able to put more into them, which I can't justify right now. Like, I can't justify spending all day editing a vlog because that's time I could be working on main channel stuff, you know, and I always have to worry about making sure there's 4 videos to come out that month, which has also made it difficult to make the longer form videos I've always been saying I wanted to make. Like, I've always had these Patreon goals that are like, if we reach this amount, we can do longer and longer videos, but that's gotten harder now that Davoo is full-time employed by me, you know, where it used to be he was doing it as a side job, so as long as I made enough money that I could do 1 or 2 videos a month, it was fine. But now it has to be enough that both of us can have full-time employment, that he, you know, is okay at the end of the month, and he's trying to, you know, get his own place before too very long. I'm trying to get my own place before too very long, so, like, saving up money is becoming important. So making more videos is becoming important, as opposed to, like, you know, saying, I make $1,000 off of 1 video, that's enough. And then now it's like, well, it might not be enough for much longer, you know. So it just feels like the money is encroaching on the creativity, is what I'm saying. It feels like me and Davoo are forcing ourselves to make 4 mainline videos a month, as opposed to pouring some of that energy into the other projects that people are more interested in anyways on some level. Or at least I think so, and that's why I'm curious, and that's why I'm making this video and why I need your input. Because I need to know what you guys really care about. I need to know what content you actually would rather be paying for. Because it's possible that we could switch this to a monthly system. And the way I would do that is that some of the prices of the reward tiers would go up. And I'd introduce higher reward tiers. Because the reason I've always been afraid to switch to monthly is that on a weekly system, I can post... or on a per video system, I can post as many videos in a month as I get made. You know, as long as I make 4 mainline videos. And I always saw it as I'm holding myself to that like, that was my most valuable content, and that's what people would want the most. So if I'm on per video, there can be no, you know, like, oh, well, he didn't make any mainline videos this month. He was just fucking around. You know, like, that'll never happen because I have to make mainline videos. But now I'm wondering if people even want that. If people would rather I be doing more vlogs and more podcasts and upping the production of those just slightly to make them more watchable, you know, more Digibros or something, which I have a shitload of unedited Digibros sitting around that the only reason I haven't edited them is I can't justify the time investment because I'd rather be working on stuff that could make a profit, and those won't, you know. So if I was on a per month system, then it sort of makes it so however many main channel videos I would make would more depend on a budget, because what this channel doesn't have is a budget. What this channel has is I make a video, and then whatever it says I made, I pay Davoo 40% of that. Whereas if I had a set monthly budget, I would know exactly how much I can give to Davoo to edit, you know, however many videos he's going to do. And then I can also pay other people. Because right now I'm in a situation where I can't really pay anybody else other than Davoo. Like, I have to make sure he's fully employed, so I don't have the money to then help, like, Victor out. Like, Victor wants to edit videos for me and get paid to do that. But if I make one that Victor edits, then Davoo loses out on some, like, he can't get paid as much that month. You know, because if Victor, let's say Victor makes the second video in a month. Well, now the third video makes way less than the second one. You know, each video makes progressively way less money than the previous one because most people have their pledges capped at a certain amount. So if Victor makes video number 2, then Davoo is out a couple $100 when he edits the next video, you know? So if I had a set budget for the channel, then it would be a flat rate for videos. Like, I can afford to buy this many videos this month, and they will be this price. Like, Davoo, you're always making, let's say, $400 a video, you know, and it's just however many you make that amount. As opposed to where sometimes he edits a 10-minute video at the start of the month and makes $500, and at the end of the month he's editing a 20-minute one that makes him 300, you know, because it's all in the same pool. Like, it can't be helped. I would love to have a flat rate that I can say I have this much budget to pay for editing. I'll pay you this much per video. I'll pay you this much per video. I'll pay other people to do artwork and stuff. Like, I'd love to be able to pay Munchie to do more art for me for different shows and stuff like that. Like, it would just simplify the way that everybody gets paid, and that the budget is for all of my projects. You know, it's not this weird system where each video is me and Devu's job. It's like my job is to be me, and then I can pay people to make videos. And so you would still get, you know, a lot of mainline content because Devu would want to do enough videos, you know, but I could actually make it worth more. Like, I could just say, I have $1,000 of video budget. Devu, I'll pay you $1,000 for one video, you know, and then send him some big ass video or something, like, as opposed to this kind of odd system, because I never know what I'm going to make at the end of the month. So I can't make a promise like that right now. I can't say, Devu, I'll pay you one lump sum for all the work you do this month, because I don't know how much I can afford, because there's not a concrete budget for the show. So having a monthly budget would be helpful, but the reason I've been afraid to do it is that I'm afraid we'll make less money. I'm afraid that if we switch to monthly, then some people, like, let's say that I made it so what's currently the $5 tier was the $10 tier, right? Some people who are pledging $5 right now, but they have a monthly cap of one video, those people will have to go up a ring. But the people who are pledging $5 a video and they're pledging for 3 videos in a month, they're going down a ring. And I don't know how many people are going to be going down, how many are going to be going up. And the only way I think it'll really work is I will have to raise the cost of the $5 tier. So if you're currently on that tier, you're going to have to, you know, move up in order to afford the new one. And I don't want to necessarily do that to people, but you'll just be missing out on new content. It's not going to, you know, it can't take away what you've already gotten from being, you know, a $5 guy all this time. You'll just have to pay more for, you know, what you were getting. Which, you know, signing up for the $5 tier and only pledging once a month, already you're getting for cheaper what other people are paying more for. But yeah, I'd have to move it up, and then I'd also have to introduce higher tiers, and I don't entirely know how to do that. I'd probably have to introduce putting names on videos. I don't know if you guys even want that. It seems to work out for a lot of other channels. Lots of people seem to have patrons who will gladly pay $20 a month to have their name, you know, appear in the end credits of a main edited video. You know, I don't know if you guys would like that. If you would, by all means, let me know. Let me know what you'd pay to have your name at the end of a video, you know. It's just, like, a lot of things would have to change to make this work. And my greatest fear is that whereas right now I can publish 5 times in a month, and, like, even though it gets so little at the end, like, even though there's only, like, $300 on that last video, that's still another $300. And I'm worried that if it's monthly, we've got a cap that we can't exceed. We can never make more than how many people are pledged, you know? And I don't know if that'll be enough. Like, I don't know if it'll just dramatically lower what I'm making, or if it'll go up because more people feel comfortable knowing that they're only paying once. You know, I feel like I think that's why monthly Patreons can sometimes be very successful, is that, you know, people aren't worried about how many times I'm going to publish something that month, you know. But then there's other people who don't care, who have the deepest pockets in the world, you know. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I've always been afraid to try to go monthly that I might make less, and I feel like I will. Like, that's what I'm afraid of. But at the same time, there's a lot of benefits, because I don't want to kind of be trapped in this weird place where the main channel videos are what people are paying for, but those seem to be the least inspired or least cared about thing that I'm doing right now. You know, people are really responding to these podcasts, to these vlogs, to my adventures, you know, to my rap music, to just everything I'm doing. and the main channel videos are like, people still like them, but it just feels like I'm making those almost for a different audience or something. Like, I don't know if that's what the patrons really care about, or if you guys are just paying for them because you understand that that's how you're funding my entire career, you know. I don't know which it is, and that's why I need you guys to tell me. What do you think? Would you rather be paying for everything I do, and would you increase your patronage knowing that? Like, would you pay more if you knew that it was affecting everything, and that it wasn't, you know, forcing there to be this certain number of main channel videos that have to come out, you know? And I don't mind doing them. Like, I love making my videos because I love writing, but I do have to make it so there's like a certain number and certain topics and certain things that like will keep growing the channel and you know, having enough videos out. Honestly, if we changed it up, I'd probably post a lot more stuff to Digibro, because right now the reason there's such a dichotomy between Digibro and After Dark is that there's a lot of content on Digibro After Dark that with a little tweaking could be on the main channel. You know, like Old Ass Anime Cast is basically like After Dark content that's just a little bit more edited, because I recorded it in such a way that I could edit out all the gaps. You know, each of those is like 10 minutes longer in the initial recording. And it's like just enough. It's just enough that I feel like this can go on the main channel and nobody's going to question it, you know. There's a lot of After Dark stuff that could be Manga Mondays. Those could be edited videos on the main channel. You know, like Manga Mondays could be the same thing it is now, but where I take more time to like really explain what this manga is, say some more analytical things about it, spend a little bit more time with it, edit out some of the stops, and post it on the main channel. Because, you know, right now it's just some throwaway vlog on After Dark, you know, as is a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's my big question. What do you guys want to pay for? Would you rather just it is the way it is now, where I'm always putting out a certain, like, do you want there to always be 4 mainline videos? Is that important to you? Or would you rather that it's more freeform and I can put my attention into other videos and put money into other videos and, you know, expand on everything that's going on, as opposed to putting so much focus on those main 4 and, you know, making it so I can know exactly what I'm making and pay it out to other people. Which, I mean, I kind of made that system sound like really glamorous when I was describing it. I don't know if it'll be better or worse. You know, the way it is right now makes it so Devu just knows I have to edit 4 videos and I get paid enough to live, you know. I don't know if we switch to monthly, if it's suddenly going to be that I can't afford to pay him to live, you know. Like, if we switch to monthly and we're only making $2,000 a month, we're fucked. Like, totally fucked. It'd have to be $4,000 a month for it to be, like, sustainable the way it is now. So, or at least $3,500 a month. Yeah, $3,500 a month to $4,000 is, like, what would be the ideal. And I don't know if we'd reach that if I switched. You know, I don't know how many people are just pledging $5 with a cap and wouldn't be willing to move up from there. So, yeah, let me know what you think. And what kind of rewards would you be interested in? Like, because I don't want to do any kind of individual rewards. I really avoid that, because what you'll realize is that there's a lot of you, and making individualized content for people is really difficult, and it's usually something that I wasn't planning to make. You know, like something I wouldn't have thought of on my own, which makes it difficult for me to do. So what I would like to do is maybe have a $15 tier that's got a different type of vlog that comes out every week or so, you know, like some kind of regular content that I would do, but it's just, you know, patron exclusive. Or like maybe I'd go through, I don't know, go through like old favorites of mine and explain them or something like that. But not, I don't know, I couldn't do that with anime because I already did the Old Ass Anime Cast. But like, you know, there's a lot of different stuff I could do where I could just make patron exclusive vlogging content or podcasts or something. Like maybe a weekly hour-long chit chat where I just thought dump stuff. Something almost like the Digibros Decompression Chamber, you know, but less depressing and just for patrons. Like, that's really what that should have always been, now that I think about it. But, you know, something like that at a $15 tier. Or, again, at like 20 or 25, you get your name in the video. Or, like, you know, if there's anything like that that you really would like to fund, or if those things sound good to you, let me know in the comments. I really just want to know. You know, we're making a lot of changes right now. Devu is about to move out, and he's about to go back to Missouri, live with his parents for a while, and try to get a new place situated. So, I'm about to move out. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I might be getting an RV if I can afford it. I might be going, I don't know, to different cities and stuff, like, but I have to leave this house. So, like, we're in a kind of position right now where it's like we need money and we need to be thinking about money, but I feel weird that the way that we're going about that is make more main channel videos that I'm not even sure are the most valuable content I'm doing to you guys. So, yeah, that's the point. Let me know what you think. Comment below, please.